Hello and welcome, friends of photography, to this new free lecture. Today we're going to be a bit more hands-on, and I'm going to show you how to remove undesired objects simply using the inbuilt AI the current Photoshop version comes with. So make sure your Photoshop, I use Creative Cloud, is up to date in order to do what I do. And yeah, I'm going to show you how to remove stuff, primarily people. This is a simple holiday picture, so there's nothing special. It's just a crop out of a bigger picture. So and I want to remove the people here, and I'm going to use the generative fill of Photoshop. And this is not even heavily post-processed. It's basically straight out of camera like this, a bit cropped and a bit toned, but that's about it. So what we're going to do is here, I worked it up before obviously, but I'm going to show you, I'm going to delete this, and then I'm going to show you how to make it. So I'm using the most updated version of Photoshop, the latest version. Today is the 8th of January 2024. And that's basically it. We have the workspace by default, just I'm always working on layers. Make sure to put the history here so you can work with that as well. But yeah, you can use any marquee tool to unlock the AI. So you can even watch videos if you want to. Once you go on one of the marquee tools, this will pop up here. You can shift that around. And then we're going to work on the details. When working with the AI, because it's also, I think it's a learning AI as well, so start on the most obvious things. So I go with a lesser tool. You don't need a graphic tablet or whatever. I'm going with mouse now because I'm even too lazy to use my tablet for that. And then you paint around the elements you want to remove. In this case, people. I don't tend to overdo too much. I'm also more a technical guy, so I do the technical part of photography is I make my living out of that for over 2 decades now. But photography itself, like taking photographs, it's more a hobby for me. So I have not this high-end professional approach on that, but still, I don't tend to over-edit images. Anyhow, people can be really annoying in landscape and photography, or imagine you do a wedding and someone photobombs. So now once you've selected it with one of the marquee tools, I use a lesser tool here, you will have here the generative fill. So you can go in there, and what would you like to generate? If you leave it blank, it will fill the selection based on the surroundings. So it will automatically consider the surroundings and replace the inner selection we took and remove the selection. So this is what we want to do. I could right now remove people, keep the background. That, however, even though it's intuitive to write that, it will lead the AI to give you alternatives. So it will keep the original background, but also give you here some variations to work with. Soccer player. Okay, whatever. It's a good place to play soccer, but we do not want that, right? So nope, that's not what we want. We're going to delete it. You could also just go Ctrl Z I think even if you don't see the selection anymore, you could just go prompt empty, and now it should consider the surroundings, and now it's gone. You still get 3 variations, right? Because here we have waves, and there's no wave, but it looks a bit mushy. And here's another wave, so maybe this one is good. You can even give feedback here, good, poor, variation, more properties, right? So you can actually work with that. But that's as simple as it gets, and that's as hard as it becomes at the same time. You can just go around the people, leave the prompt. The prompt is basically the task for the AI. And you can write in more than 100 languages. This is true, and it will understand. But simply for removing objects, and that's what this video is about, you just leave it blank. Simple as that. Well, now, this is high contrast, and it might be a bit easier. But again, here we go. I'm going to show you one more thing. The generation time can slightly vary between, like, depending on how much of an image. This is a cropped image, and this is not even, I don't know. Let me check quickly. It is, God. Yeah, it's okay. It's not super huge, but it's not small either. The editing time can actually vary a lot, depending on what kind of workhorse your computer is. Now, however, I wouldn't suggest to go like this and just be lazy. You could do that too, but the result will be worse because it will consider an average of surroundings to replace the area you selected. So I highly suggest you to select just small parts and go step by step. Even though it takes you a bit longer, it's still a lot faster than using the stamp. This is actually pretty good, pretty decent actually by result, but it's not the level of quality we want. So I would just go and delete this. The interesting part about this area and this surrounding is here, that if you, and this is pretty obvious what we want, right? So I would, because he's taking this information from, I'm gonna show it to you. I'm gonna mark it by painting in the picture. So if I now select, let's see, we go on the back, always be on the background layer, on the original image layer, otherwise it won't work. So if you go here now, he will take considerations from this area and this area and this area and this area. And this is why I would, being serious, like in the first time I did this, I worked from the left to right. And in order to make the generative fill. So just press enter, you don't have to put anything. And it will delete it for you. And that's as simple as it gets. Interesting it is here because we have actually a foreground element and background element to it. So the AI will learn or know that this here is essential to the lamp, because I'm sure in the libraries the AI works with, Photoshop has a couple of lamps. So, and these people are standing in front of the lamp here, and the AI should keep the lamp pole actually. And I think it will. Yep, that's pretty decent. As I said, you can always work on the details. I'm going to here, like if I go and fit on screen, or if I take a look at the image as it is, you don't even have to bother going to detail work, and that's pretty much about it. But yeah, I'm gonna quickly show you the fast forward of this view, and that's it. As fast as it gets, a quick, a simple, just use the marquee tool, work on the baseline layer and Photoshop default workspace if you can. I'll make sure to have the layers here. Always work on the background layer. Select an area, leave the prompt bar empty, and just press enter or confirm, and it will fill based on the surroundings. And this is what leads to object removal by one click. You could also go now, before I do that, you could go and say mountains doing on the horizon. But that's, I mean, removing people is, I think, helping to tell the landscape. But if you start and change mountains, change the sky, change everything, I mean, what's the point of a photograph, right? Eventually. Maybe I should have selected the whole sky, because right now, yeah. So you could do that too, but he's going to change the island as well, and you could do a lot of stuff, but that's not how it looks, right? So and you will need a lot of more editing to make this believable, or to sell this image, right, as real. But you can do that and work really with the AI. It's really great supportive tool to do it here. And this is about it. I have the quick recording here. It doesn't show this bar, but I did nothing else but pressing enter here. And this is it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you liked it, and I'm going to show you the second picture now. So, and here we are with the second picture, and this is a black-white picture I took in Granada, in Spain. And even though I actually like it and I left it, I even printed it out like this, with the people in there. I could have done differently. And now we have a nice play on black and white, and this is the second thing I'm going to show you. Because we work with cobblestone patterns, and let's see how accurate that gets. We can move this by going here. Actually, I like to put it on the side. And now we are going to see how that looks without people. We are going to proceed as we use it. Especially interesting will be this part. If I would edit it, I would stamp this guy out and maybe just copy paste this area with selection, paste it as a new layer, horizontally flip, work on the perfect circle here, and it would be a lot of work doing that with the mouse only or tablet only, whatever you use, and by using the normal tools without using AI. Again, we put no prompt there, so he doesn't give us any replacements. It should just work with the surroundings and the original image. So I'm going to do that on the whole image, and then we're going to take a look at the result, and it's incredibly good. And yeah, I'm going to go through the image in a second. I'm going to quickly fast forward and see you in a second here, and we are talking about the results. Yeah, and we see here, especially in this part, I mean, look at that. It's barely noticeable. I mean, black and white obviously helps the issue, but that's like, especially on the circle here, that's incredible work. Even if I go closer, that's really good. So let's see at the rest. Looks totally fine. Of course, black and white really helps it, but yeah, I could remove him still, but always work on the background layer, right? So work on your image, not on something else. So gonna remove this dude, and then we're done. And that's it, pretty much. I think it's an amazing result for barely 2 minutes of work, or 3. And that's really, really well done by the software. Even if you go close, you can barely see anything. Here, maybe. Here's the only thing where I would actually, and even that could feel natural, right? So to do this, I mean, I don't want to get too much Photoshoppy here, but you could now overlay stuff and use normal editing techniques to actually enhance your workflow. You could go like this, and then I go soft edges on that and stuff like this. So, but that's not why we are here. So that would be another Photoshop lecture, but you could now use regular techniques to actually work on that and implement a look which is a bit more natural to it without getting generating too much shades and issues here. So oops, hotkey, crazy, the hotkeys don't work. You could use just general techniques right now to general editing techniques to enhance a picture. Obviously, if you go close, you will see here and there, but that's it. Yeah, that's it for simply removing stuff. As I said, it's not, I shouldn't, like if I was serious about this, I would now go in and use my normal editing techniques to enhance it. But just by getting rid of this, alone this here and this area, the first two, right? It's crazy good. And that before AI, this was like really a really hard time invest to do, and now it's just one click without even giving a prompt, right? So anyway, Yeah, if you liked it, please consider liking and subscribing. I'm a new channel. Let me know what you want to see. Let me know what you want to learn in Photoshop. I do free lectures here. I also am working on a Udemy course, and I'm going to start a Patreon soon where I have more advanced classes and one-on-one training and stuff like this. Most likely for photo technique, so technologic and learning and basics and fundamentals, not so much editing. But yeah, let me know what you want to see, and I will see if I can find time to make a video on that, and hope you like it. In this case, I say have a wonderful rest of the day, whatever time for you it is, and see you next time. Bye bye.